Armon had a grand opening, then a grand closing, and then a grand opening again. But I got a message for you, Armon, for the next time. Check this out.
Hush! You talk too much. Homegirl, you never shut up. Goddamn!
Now, Armon got his channel shut down on YouTube yesterday, all of a sudden. All right. And a lot of people are speculating that it's because he was putting out a lot of transphobic slurs online. Now, I watched what he put out on his community feed on YouTube last night. I was just like, I was sitting here in bed. I was watching his Tokyo Tony interview, which I thought was actually very good. And I went onto his community page and I saw something that he said towards Ts Madison. And I knew as soon as I saw that, I kid you not, I knew that something was going to happen. He was going to get flagged because he said a lot of transphobic things. Now, basically, what happened was that Armon heard Queen Radio. As you know, Queen Radio was on. Nicki Minaj was talking about the whole Trina thing. She was talking about Joe Budden. She had Ts Madison on her show as well. Ts Madison went on the show, and her and Nicki were kikiing for a nice amount of time. But what happened was, I think Armon was responding to this little snippet that I'm going to play for you right now. So go ahead and listen in on this snippet, because this is what triggered him and set him off and set off a series of events. All right, go ahead and listen in.
Back then, it might not be a person big that you're talking about, because I may make a subliminal post online to a bitch that's watching me, because I know it's a bitch watching me right now that I really want to make a subliminal post to, but I'm going to say this so that they'll know I'm talking exactly to them. I'm here, you're not.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
So that could have went for anybody, but the person specifically listening to this knows that I just stabbed them in the face. So the Nicki train was...
All right. So when Armon heard that, he automatically assumed that Ts Madison was referring to him. Now, I don't know. A lot of people like myself thought that she was actually talking about Kaya, because, you know, Kaya and Ts Madison have this whole long history of just taking jabs at each other. Ts Madison does it on her Queen Supreme Court. Kaya does it on her gag order. We see it over and over and over again. So naturally, when she said that, I wasn't thinking about Armon Wiggins at the time. Honestly, I was just thinking about Kaya and her Medicaid van. Now, by the way, I got to say this. I like Kaya, okay? I really do. I hate that her and Maddie, I know I'm sidetracked, but I hate her and Maddie broke up. But anyway, when Armon heard that, he said, bitches is all the way on Queen Radio throwing shots at me. Bitches are pressed. Thanks for the sub. So we tea. Hashtag Queen Radio. Because again, Armon felt that Ts Madison was coming for him. And so he started to go off. And I mean, he went off. He started calling Maddie like F word. He called her manager the F word. It was just all kinds of crazy things. So this is how Justin J, King of Reeds, got into it. He said, my only birthday wish is that y'all join me in reporting his transphobia. And then he said Armon goes on a transphobic rant, and now he's mad that his page got snatched up, because next thing you know, Armon Wiggins' page was gone. Okay. And a lot of people had suspected that Justin J was the reason why Armon Wiggins' YouTube page went down. You see, he said king of suspensions. Okay. So he was actually having a good key that Armon Wiggins' page had got shut down. Okay. Armon, he just went too far. He went too far. I knew when he was going to start all that transphobic talk, and he was saying the T word and how Maddie bragged about having a penis, and it was just too far. And even some of his subbies was saying, Armon, you're doing too much. That's too far. Like, how could you sit here and talk about people in your community? Like, why would you go that far with Maddie? It was, even if you don't like her, why did you have to hit all of us? And a lot of people felt a type of way. Okay. And so when his page got taken down, he was on Twitter. He was seeing, you know, again, listen, Armon had over 50,000 subscribers. So I would have been sick if I had lost my page with 50,000 subscribers on it. This is his bread and butter. But, you know, he just did too much yesterday. He went too far, and YouTube has been really chopping people up about, you know, the harassing, the bullying and stuff. And so Armon basically went at Justin J. That's what JJ is. He said, JJ wanted beef with me for years, and I never gave it to him because I was honestly not interested. I didn't understand the point. He just comes out of nowhere attacking me. The envy is real. Don't hate me because you look like you, and I look like me. Asked the one-eyed monster about that time Justin J begged him to get him on my show so that he could drag me for no apparent reason. He's talking about Wiley, by the way. That's the one-eyed monster. But anyway, so like I said, I saw a lot of YouTubers talking about this morning and said Justin J is the reason why Armon Wiggins' page got shut down. All right. But, you know, listen, I like Armon, by the way. I think he's actually a pretty good interviewer. I remember when he and Tasha K had their beef back and forth and things like that. I hated to see that relationship end. But, you know, I just think that Armon, as good as he is, like, he is something special. He really is. I don't always agree with everything he says, but he does have something really, really special. But he is going to get in his own way if he doesn't stop. And I personally don't understand why he would go after his own community. Like, why would you go after, like, just throw shots at the entire trans community just because of a beef that you are having specifically with Maddie? Okay. Now, again, me personally, I don't think she was directing that to Armon, but she could have very well been. He obviously felt that that was a shot at him. I'm just thinking to myself, Maddie is on Queen Radio. Is she honestly thinking about Armon? I don't know. Okay, but Armon sometimes be right. Okay, he was right about the whole Trina thing a few days ago. And like I said, Armon does have some really good content. He really is good at being intuitive and calling certain things as he sees them. Sometimes he really is good at that. But like I said, I feel like this dude is going to get in his own way. All right. I think he could be very, very successful, but I just don't see why he and Maddie are going at it. I never understood what his beef was with Maddie, because at one point or another, a couple years back, he loved Maddie. Okay. He was calling her his mother. He loved Maddie. And all of a sudden you have all of this hate towards her. And I'm not understanding why. I just don't get it. All right. As far as Maddie, the only two people I've really seen her throw shots at continuously and is usually like Kaya and Michelle Brown. Now she'll go at both of them, but and I'm sure, and she's had her little beefs with other YouTubers as well. But like I said, I didn't see it as I'm going directly at Armon. Okay. I hope Armon don't be letting his subscribers gas him up to the point that he does stuff like this again, because this was totally unnecessary. This man could have lost his channel forever. Clearly it was shut down for a moment. He was able to get it back. Thank goodness. All right. But I hope this teaches him a lesson, as well as other YouTubers. You cannot be out here saying that, just spewing that kind of language, especially Armon, when you have had trans women on your channel interviewing them. I remember when you did the interview with the trans woman that was allegedly in a relationship with Young Buck, and the trans woman that was allegedly in some kind of thing with Cassidy. You interviewed them, and now you are saying derogatory, horrible things about trans people. And how are you going to expect those people to ever trust you to come back on your platform? Because you really are good at interviewing. Like, Armon is good. I like Armon. I do. But yesterday when I saw him post that stuff on his community page, he posted it on his community page it was just a lot of nasty stuff he said. And a lot of his subbies was underneath it saying, Armon, this is too far. I'm unsubscribing. Why are you going after the entire LGBT community? You shouldn't do that. Why are you attacking our community. Don't do that, okay? But listen, if Justin J had something to do with shutting him down for a moment, then you know what? Kudos to Justin J. Maybe it'll help Armon realize, you know what? You can't say anything you want to say. YouTube is getting very strict and they are cracking down on that kind of stuff. And you can't just be out here spewing hate. You cannot harass. You cannot bully. And you know the gay community, they got that kind of power. They will shut you down. Okay? So I'm glad he got his channel back. I hope he's been a little bit humbled. And so he know the whole thing with Ts Madison, with Maddie, it just ain't worth it. It just isn't worth it. Go on and do your thing. She's doing her thing. It ain't worth getting into no tit for tat. I never would have thought this whole Nicki Minaj thing and Megan Thee Stallion thing would have blew up and turned into all of this. But it is one big mess, okay? We still ain't heard from Trina today either. So I don't know if we're going to ever get that live either. But Armon, just do you and stay out of the mess.